Hello everybody, Darren here, and welcome to Aquatico, a survival city builder set within the depths of the sea. Using drones, submarines, mech suits, and more, your engineers are tasked with building underwater domes and creating an intricate web of production buildings to sustain them. Now, I want to thank Digital Reef Games and Overseer Games for sponsoring this video. I played the game briefly during the Next Fest a little while back and really enjoyed my time with it, so hopefully you will too. Now, Aquatico releases today on Steam, IndieDB, and Epic Games, so please consider clicking the links in the description of the top comment to take you to the game's page, where you could buy it or wishlist it for later. In today's video, I'm going to be kicking off just a brand new game and exploring some of the mechanics at our disposal early on, but this will just be the tip of the iceberg in terms of the scale of the game. A huge tech tree with diverging paths for production buildings as well as off-map exploration is what you're going to be working towards as you advance technologies and uncover the secrets hidden across the ocean floor. Alrighty, without any further delay, let's begin. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are now in and we have to deploy our subsurface base. So I've actually just checked out this map a little bit before, just to get a heads up and keep the game moving. So we're going to deploy just roughly around here. At the moment we have the overlay on where we can see fertile terrain, crude oil, ore deposits, and the abyss, which we can go exploring in a bit later. But yep, let's just rotate this building, place it somewhere around here. I'm going to go through the tutorial. So, welcome, Sea Mayor. Leading an underwater colony is a great responsibility, but we at the New Atlantis have no doubt you can handle it. Going underwater is our last chance of survival since the asteroid hit made the surface uninhabitable. Focus on the production of plastics for construction, fuel for heating, and food for our people. The cold winter currents will strike soon. Build a beacon of civilization and give hope to mankind in these hard times. Alright, so I thought it'd be best to actually just follow along with the tutorial really quickly here at the beginning, just because I'll just be explaining all the exact same stuff, and it does a pretty good job of explaining it bit by bit without laying it on too thick. So that's pretty much perfect. But here at the very beginning, it's just teaching us speed controls, how to move the camera, that kind of thing. But we're already 6 deep. So open the production buildings group. So down here is where we have our buildings. I'll talk about the resources once we actually start building a couple of things. So this is our gatherer's place, where they're going to gather some basically food. I'll just stick that at the back there. Alright, so the tutorial will continue after this is built. So we'll speed up time just a little bit. So basically, up in the top left, we've got our credits, our sort of money resource. Food, which as you can see is super dense. There's 3 different tiers of food, all with different types within it, in order to kind of achieve, well, sustainability, but then also to make people happy and have, you know, more luxury food on top of it. Then we've got our medicine, basic goods, luxury goods, again broken into different categories, batteries and sponge, which we're going to be collecting soon enough. Speed up time a little bit more. We then have oxygen, fuel, crude oil, and electricity. These 4 are super important, but they don't really store. I think later you can get batteries and other things to actually, not just these batteries, but batteries to store electricity and like things to store oxygen. But for now, it's going to be a surplus or a negative resource, right? You don't store it. You either have a lot, an abundance, or you don't. So we'll check that out a bit later. We've got 2 residents right now, 2 adults, 12 drones, 3 influence points, and 100 happiness. And then up here we've got plastic, tools, iron, stone, quartz, glass, and concrete, which we're going to be building all of our buildings out of. Now, some of these things will require upkeep of these different resources as well. It's a pretty deep logistics game. Right, so open the jobs panel to assign people to do different things. We're going to just automatically assign the workforce for now and leave it as is. You can see the efficiency on the hint of placing different buildings. Yep, let's just have a look at this. So we're going to put down a sponge collector next, just getting the foundation of our resources up and running. So there's some sponge down here, 122% efficiency, 122. Yeah, even though it's not as efficient, I'm going to stick it around here just because it's a bit closer initially anyway. Because we're going to definitely be setting up multiple. Alright, we'll set it there, 117% efficiency. So, we can actually see there's our 2 mechs. And we just have a bunch of drones. Now, these drones are going to be operating some of the buildings, and then some mechs will operate buildings, or engineers, and humans and adults. But for now, most of the lower tier buildings will just be operated by drones, so we don't need that big of a population. Later, we'll get some more people arriving at the colony, too. Alright, next one up is then going to be the oil platform. So, we saw that we had crude oil down here. So, we'll just grab that. I'll just place it and then we'll read a little bit more about it. So somewhere just tucked in right on the deposit. Anywhere that gives us 100%, like here, is good. Right, and then we want a fuel refinery to go opposite it. So we'll just leave some space. I think I'm going to be destroying sponge doing this, but whatever. Alright, we'll leave a gap of about 3 so we can lay our pipe network between it. So pipes are pretty much what everything It's like roads really in the game, you know, compared to other colony builders. Everything pretty much travels along the pipes. Now the mechs and drones actually don't, but it's like if you want to connect resources, power, and oxygen, you need pipes to do it, and they can't really overlap each other and stuff, so they kind of act like roads. So we'll draw a pipe right through the middle here, just like that. And it does cost to build these, although it just get built instantly at least, which is nice. So we'll just hook them up this way. So what does it cost us? It costs us credits and plastic for each bit that we're building. So we've got 450 plastic at the moment. Alright, select the marked sponge collector building and upgrade its productivity. I should turn off the overlay, sorry, I forgot to get rid of that. So over here, every building, every production building has different types of upgrades you can give it and build. We have production boost mark 1 here, credits 20, sponge 10, and it just gives us straight up 20% productivity. So you just invest into your buildings and they kind of output more. Space is the thing that you're limited the most on when it comes to this game. Very similar in some ways to games like Anno, where after a little while it's not about getting a few buildings down, it's about optimizing the space that you have. Alright, so we're building the oil rig at the moment, so we'll just speed up time a little bit more. So the interesting thing then regarding the oil rig, and for instance the fuel refiner, which we're going to be getting, as we can see down the bottom right, we have production of crude oil is going to be 120 per month, and it's going to require a drone to do it. So 120, I think it's actually based on how many drones you have assigned to. You can actually get more out of a building if you assign more drones to it to kind of carry stuff away, but let's just simplify it and say 120 is what's coming out of here. And it has an upkeep of 40 credits per month as well. So the construction cost there was pretty straightforward, and then when this one gets built, so this requires 80 crude oil. So this made 120 crude oil, and this requires 80. But thanks to our upgrade system, we can actually kind of min-max this a bit more and probably get 2 of these for 1 of these. But we'll do that a bit later. So we're also going to need a plastic refinery. So the fuel refinery is going to give us 90 fuel per month, and this one's going to give us 180 plastic at the expense of 60 fuel and 120 sponge. So you can see all the numbers are a little off, right? Well, we're going to have an excess of everything, which is good at least. So I'm going to build a plastic refinery just at the back of this building. And we'll leave a gap of 3 as well. I'll just extend our pipeline down to them. Okay, and we'll just hook the pipe in that way. You can hook into any of those little blue dots anyway, so it's no big deal. Alright, so now we can also do other things like harvesting. So you'll find resources just lying around the seafloor, the seabed, including like the sponge and different things. Like this building is actually planting sponge and harvesting it at the same time. So it'll kind of stay even, whereas the bits that we kind of want to build over, we can just go into the kind of destruction part of the menu, I don't know what you call that, and then just go gather stone, iron, and plastic. You could go gather all if you want to as well. We'll just do that for here. Easy peasy. And then our drones that aren't doing anything, anyone that's idle, mechs and such, we'll just go out and grab all that and bring it back to home base. We can also build depots a little bit later. Alright, let's open up that tech tree. So here's our tech tree. It is very, very, very large indeed. Very large. So we'll start with a simple tidal turbine, which is going to give us a little bit of power. Alright. I'll take 5 days to research. We're flying through time though. You can see the time here. We are the Sea People. Ain't changing that colony name, no way. Something that is kind of cool and that we can change is the color of buildings. So there's 3 different colors. So what we'll do is I'm just going to make oil all black. And you can apply it to every building of that type, but we've only got 1 right now. And then for the fuel building, the fuel refinery, we'll make it, yeah, yellow and red. That's kind of like, oh, I do that in Satisfactory. That's the colors I use, and people say it's like McDonald's. But, you know, I think it makes sense for fuel anyway. It does in that game because fuel is like yellow and red, so. Then we've got Plastic Factory. I don't know what color that would be, but yeah, we could make it not too egregious, maybe just orange. Orange and black, maybe? What works well with, like, yellow and blue? Yeah, something like that. Maybe just make it a little bit more dull. Yeah, so it's not, like, too crazy bright. I'm okay with that one being super bright. So there's our plastic factory. Operational now. Drones are just going to be operating it. Upkeep, 120 sponge, 60 fuel, and 180 production of plastic. Now, that is 180 per year, actually. It's not per month. So 180 divided by 12, is that 15? I think it's 15. So 15 per month is what we get out of that. Now hovering over this will tell us what we get per month. So monthly use, we've used 81 this month, and 0 produced. But next month it'll kind of readjust and tell us what we're producing. We'll speed up time a little bit again. Time to start getting domes. So, houses and civic buildings can only be built inside well-pressurized hubs called domes, which can sustain normal everyday life. Alright, so these domes are pretty big. And I'm not really too sure where we need to be building these, but just somewhere out of the way, I guess. Just took it over next to the wall over this way. And they have exits and entrances on each side. Alright, cool. We're flying ahead. Tutorial's almost done. We'll just speed up time while we're waiting for this to get built, and I know myself that we might as well just do a little bit of extra harvesting of anything we can find. Maybe just any bits and pieces around here. There's sponge. All sorts of random crap out this way. Oh, there's like plastic right here, it seems, just on its own. Well, that's a lucky find. I didn't know you could just find that on the seafloor. I guess it kind of makes sense, actually, thinking about it. Alright, cool. Lots of things for us to go grab while people are idle. Alright, so now if we press tab, we can fly up to the dome level and start building up here. So you can still see the bottom floor and everything, but you can just switch between the two levels easily to kind of choose between where you want to build. So we'll go with house number 1, and it needs to build 2 of them, it says. So just do 1 there and 1 there. That's going to house 4 citizens, but they're broken into kind of like families, I guess. So you might have 4 people, but they might want to live in like 3 different houses, for instance, depending on the family situation. They don't all just cram into every little bit of housing you have. Pretty cheap, 10 plastic, 10 credits, not too bad. Additional panels, what's this? Oh, that's our research. Yeah, there's all these different things in the game. There's like the log of what's happened, the current stock and production, you know, stuff that you have, the jobs that we saw earlier, the residents and who we have. We've got Livia and Ryan. Then we have buildings overview. Yeah, you can actually pin these and leave them on screen if you want, which is nice, and move them wherever you want to. But yeah, the production buildings, food buildings, all of that kind of stuff. How many you have, if they're upgraded or not, that kind of thing. Pretty cool. We'll see some of that stuff later then. Alright, oxygen generators next. 6 days to go. We're blitzing through the initial technologies because they're quite cheap for money and everything, and we've got an abundance of money early on. Alright, the houses are built just like that. So select and place a tidal turbine on the seabed. Research complete. I'm just going to go ahead and get some other things. Oh, it won't let me yet while we're in the tutorial. Alright, tidal turbines. This is going to give us a little bit of power. Not sure where we should put it. This has a radius around it. Don't want to go much clipping into that. I guess just at the base of this place, maybe? Guessing we can just move it later. Yeah, and it just needs to hook in, so we'll just build one right there. Sorry for taking a while with that. A construct that uses the power of the sea currents to make an electric energy. Electricity can only be transported via pipeline. So 40 upkeep per year, 80 electricity is what it's going to be making. We can see on the top bar now, although it be a little bit small, you can increase the UI. 30 fuel is our excess, 40 crude oil is our excess. Select and place an oxygen generator on the seabed. So oxygen generator, a vital building that chemically turns seawater elements into breathable air, vital to your citizens. Oxygen can only be transported via pipeline. It requires 60 electricity. So maybe actually just somewhere next to the dome, and we could build another dome near it or something in the future. Maybe like that, and we'll leave a gap of 3. I don't think you have to leave a gap of 3. I just like doing it. Do that. All right, we'll connect all these up with their pipes then. So this pipe needs to connect in as well. Just stagger it so it looks a little more interesting visually. Alright, power is now hooked up. There we go. Easy as that. Nice. And grid-like. Right, so drones use batteries. If you run out of batteries, your drones will not be able to fulfill their tasks. We've got 140. Drone consumption is 13. That's interesting because we've only got 12 drones. Open up the research screen and research the battery factory. Okay, battery factory next. Ah, we've got a leaky pipeline. Selecting the leaky pipeline will fix it. 10 credits, 2 plastic. Alright, we're back online. Excuse me. So, plastic factory. So what I want to do, and if we have the resources to do it, optimization will lower the upkeep of a fuel refinery by 10%. So check out our fuel and check out our crude oil. So crude oil, we're making a surplus of 40. Now we're making a surplus of 48. And here we can do a production boost. 15 plastic, 20 credits, 20% production. So now we're making 72. And the upkeep of this building is 72. So what we can do is get another one, switch it off, and then when we give it the upgrade again, we can have a second load of fuel coming in. I'll just build it next to here, is that right? Yeah. Going off tutorial, going mad. And then we'll need another tidal turbine as well. In fact, we'll probably need a few, but we'll just stick another one there. And another one here. Alright, good. We did just tell them to harvest a bunch of plastics. I think we'll be okay for plastic for a while, hopefully. And while I've sped up time, let's just get our pipeline back out. Alright, feed into each of these buildings. Hopefully they'll be built okay, and then this is going to need the same thing. Nice. We can color that building the same as the other one. Just like that. Excellent. So this building's not going to operate until we give it the optimization. But there we are even for crude oil. So that one, the crude oil, is now supplying these two evenly. And we're now producing 105 fuel per month. In excess. So that means that this takes 60. Obviously we could boost and optimize in these things a bit more, but we'll probably use that for something else later, the fuel, I guess. I'm sure we'll need it for other things. So what do we have now? The battery factory. The upkeep is plastic and electricity. So we need 60 electricity in surplus. We're building 2 extra. So let's get the battery factory down as well. Let's see, why not? Let's just stick it here. Seems to be a pretty good size. Gap of 3. I would say good size, I just mean even size to this building, so it'll look nice to put it there. There's also security buildings, which I'm actually not too sure about, like how these work, but guardhouses, defense platforms, and torpedo platforms. So there's obviously like some sort of like hostiles that are going to be in the game, but I haven't gone that far to know. Alright, we'll hook that up. We're looking good. How's our dome? Human, Ryan, male, 22, engineer. He's happy with everything right now. I think that's just because we're tutorialed out of our mind. But actually, I think we just finished the tutorial, did we? Yeah, I think so. So now it's all up to us, how we want to go and proceed and survive. Workers are en route from HQ, so that means that just a few extra people will arrive every now and then. I actually thought normally you get like a little event message, but maybe I skipped it to tell you that. And then you can do directives and have different things to... it's like little laws that you can kind of pass and get boost for certain things. But I think we are now on our own, so let's just keep tech moving. Drone factory will be next. Sea Hunter's Lodge. Underwater field. Okay. Yeah, so we have our battery factory now up. So the upkeep is 50 plastic. Now, currently, new people have arrived at your colony. New Atlantis HQ has sent them to assist us with our daily tasks. Yep, that's cool. So, 50 plastic, 60 electricity. We have 1 plastic factory here, making 180. So this consuming 50 should not be a big deal. And that should be totally fine for batteries. After 1 month passes, we can kind of check the rates and see how we're doing. So it says monthly use 12, monthly produce 3. I'm assuming we don't need a load of these, but maybe we could always boost their production. Now, interestingly, that boosts production, but it does not actually increase consumption, which is nice. No houses for people. Ah, the extra people that have arrived need their new houses. That should sort us out for quite a while. And then I guess food and things is the next thing to worry about for later down the line. So food production is here. We have Fisherman's Hub, the operational center for our fishing experts. So currently we have just this building, which is doing 310 food per year. Depending on the season, it makes different things. So if we hover over food, you can actually see mussels we have 157 of. So we're using 4 per month. So what are we actually making? We're making sea snails right now. Seashells. So we made 25 last month and we consumed 6. So obviously we're storing up that, and then depending on the different times of year, you get different things. So at the moment, though, we're doing okay. We seem to be making more than enough to sustain everyone. And you can get big baskets so you can carry extra. Yeah, let's do that. Upgrades seem to be a lot more efficient than just building new buildings, for sure, early on. Although it's tempting to get a fisherman's hub. Small fish, 140, and it requires another drone assigned to it. How big is it? I wonder, does it matter if it overlaps with this? I wouldn't have thought so. And it's on fertile terrain, which I don't know if that's to do with farming or just for everything, but let's just stick it somewhere close-ish by the gathering place over here. I'm just winging it, guys, in terms of where I'm placing these things, but I'm trying to be relatively orderly. Obviously, there's more stuff we can be gathering as well. Right here, there's another big resource pile of iron, which I'm not actually sure what we're going to use that for. So we have a surplus, 120 energy, 94 fuel, 74 oxygen. They're totally fine, and we've balanced our crude oil nicely. So it's really just up to us to advance technologies and build more things. So Sea Hunter's Lodge, Underwater Field, Plastification Combo. Plastic factories in proximity of drone factories gain 10% production bonus. Fuel refineries in proximity of oil gets 10% production bonus. Let's do that, because we actually do have that nearby. Underwater Fields. That's what we get next. So yeah, these buildings are next to each other, so hopefully we get some sort of benefit there, right? I don't know how close they need to be. Oil Imperium Combo. The fuel refineries in proximity of oil platforms gain 10% production bonus. This is our oil platform. That's the radius, I assume. So yeah, seems like we should get that bonus. So we have currently 94 fuel. When this finishes, we'll see how much we go up to. So how many people are we up to now? We've got 4 people, one of them assigned. Research complete. Hey, we went up to 112. Nice. Good gains. No, sorry, not one assigned, my bad. 4 adults, 1 child. 3 families. So we needed 3 houses. So 2 empty houses at the moment. We're prepared for the future. Alright, let's keep going with tech. Underwater Field, Clothes Shop Property Tax. What do we have up here? Decoration banners. Oh, we did build that. We haven't built the drone factory yet, so I guess we need to do that. So let's do Sea Hunter's Lodge. Because we're going to start feeling the slowdown of things moving. Now, mechs will move things every now and then, but drones are really the main guys that do it, so... because there's just way more of them. So in production buildings, we've done plastic, tidal turbines done, oxygen generator, drone factory. An industrial complex tasked with constructing valuable worker drones, MK Mark 1, to fulfill various tasks around the colony. Yeah, let's just get one somewhere in here. It's not too bad to place it right there, right? I think that's okay. Drone factory. I think they'll need to hook into the pipe network. Bonk. Nice, and our guys are just going out collecting some of that iron. So yeah, maybe a depot would be another thing to build. I never built one before. I think it's in infrastructure, is it? It's a maintenance depot and a navigation sign. Fisherman's hub. Public building, there we go. A depot provides some storage space for resources and enables carriers to do their job effectively. They serve as resource drop-off and pickup points for your workers. So having one down here probably would be good, because, well, fuel is more of a consistent thing. It's more of a utility. But this is actually making plastic. So, I don't know if we need one here, but we'll stick one here anyway, and when we build some stuff out here, they can get gathered into here instead of having to go all the way over there. So just a little bit more efficient, I guess. A little bit. Don't know if it needs a connection, does it? It actually doesn't need a connection to the pipeline, so we don't need to do that. And we're pretty much out of plastic now, so maybe another plastic refinery would be a good idea. Seeing as it seems like we can handle it. In fact, can I cancel that? Just thinking about it. Let's demolish pipeline. Don't know. I can pause it, but I don't actually think I can cancel it. Or at least I'm not sure how. Clear buildings and resources. Demolish pipeline. Demolish buildings. There we go. Surely that. There we go. Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm going to build another plastic factory opposite here. I think it would make more sense. And then we can put the depot a bit further out. So let's just let time play again. So plastic factory. Again, sponge and fuel. I think we've got enough fuel, but I'm not sure about the sponge just yet. Is there a broken pipe? No, there's some sponge underneath it. That makes it look like it is. Alright, let's do that. Boosting pipe production, or plastic production quite considerably. I will just tell them to harvest this, because it's confusing me. Gather all resources, please. Thank you. Gone. Alright, and then let's get that depot again. New wave of drones. 3 more have arrived. Yeah, so you get a little bit of help early on from the... I guess... I don't know, actually. From who? The government? Or something? Alright, a little depot maybe here. And then we need another gathering thing for sponge down here. I think I did destroy a lot early on, though. Sponge collector? That's still over 100% efficient. Any more out this way? So a load over here. I'll just go with, like, right around here. There's 2 pockets on the other side of the building. I guess it doesn't matter having the building in the way. Alright, more sponge. Because I think with only having 1 collector over there, it's not going to be too good. What the hell is this? Click to open the stock panel? I don't know what that is. Oh, are they just delivering it over to here? Alright, the depot comes with its own little submarine thing. I did not know. Alright, drone factory is the next thing. And it is now operational, so it is making 5 drones every year. Next drone production in 30 days. Requires an upkeep of 60 plastic, 60 energy, and 120 credits. It's kind of expensive. How's our finances, actually? Last month we made 202. And okay, we're making money, actually, apparently. I'm obviously building quite quickly, which is spending a lot of our money, but pretty good. Alright, let's have a look at the tech tree. I keep forgetting to go back into it. So we've got the Sea Hunter's Lodge. So plastic factories near the drone factory gain production bonuses. So these are the plastic factories. That's the drone factory. They're touching each other basically, so I hope that works. And then we have sponge collecting as well. So drones. Drones are just moving things in between. We've got 15 available to us that are, I guess, the ones that are moving things around, right? I don't think that counts the ones that are actually in buildings working on things. Because this says Plastic Factory Drone 1. Reduce the maximum number of citizens working in this building. Will also decrease the... Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Because that number's not really changing, but we did take on 3 extra. You can see them, some of them are just idle, bringing things back and forth. Let's do a bit more harvesting then, just to speed things up. Gather resources out here then. Nothing left, no? Wow. Okay then, you could gather here. And here. New arrivals. Put them to work as soon as possible, yep. Alright, we've got 7 people now. Bunch of iron all the way out here. I'll leave this. This could be used as something else later. Alright, anything else we can build? So to get to the iron mine, we need to research iron mine. Obviously that's pretty far in. But we've got money. So underwater fields. The iron mine is all the way over here. So there's quite far away to go before we actually get the next production building. We just need to scale up what we have now and make sure we feed people. So the Sea Hunter's Trident combo. Sea Hunter's Lodge in proximity to the Fisherman Hub gains 10% production bonus. So I guess we built a Fisherman Hub here. So I guess we know that we could build those things close together. So Sea Hunter's Lodge and an underwater field. Construction costs 30 plastic. We're actually doing okay for that. Oh wow, they just gave us a bunch. Help to ensure success in initial steps of building the colony, 400 plastic. Yeah, we'll build them next to each other, seeing as it seemed to be a benefit. Maybe tuck it in. I can't do that, unfortunately. Just go here then. This does need to be hooked up with pipes, it seems. Operated by drone, upkeep 50, oxygen 50. Ah, right. Yeah, we've got 58. Only a little bit left. And I don't know if our pipe is actually going to reach there with the amount of plastic we have. Oh, we did just get given some, sorry, yeah. Alright, that's hooked up now as well. These don't need pipes, so they're okay. And we've only got 8 oxygen in reserve. Kind of worrying, especially if we just randomly take on more people. So maybe production for more oxygen would be good. Oxygen generator. And what does it require again? 60 energy. We have 60 energy right now. And that's our one there. We'll build another one just on this side then. So that's going to balance out our power completely. And we need more power. Always need more stuff. So infrastructure pipe. Let's just hook this pipe up. Boom. Alright, so now we've got 108 oxygen. We've got no crude oil, no power in reserve, like excess. We do have a little bit of extra fuel. So power is easy enough. It just requires credits to pay for the turbines each year. Can be, I guess, overriding some of the sponge there. Whatever, man. You can always go and get more. New wave of drones have arrived. Sweet. Got an achievement. Industrialist. Alright, 3 new turbines. Got loads of power now. 240. I forgot, actually, we could just do production boosts as well. In fact, we should do that. So let's go. Pretty cheap. It's only 20 credits and 5 plastic. Oh, so we can just boost them all, and then we've got power for days. And we could color these. Why not paint them? Power, yellow. It's kind of a gross color, though. That's actually kind of cool. Adding that trim in there. Yeah, and apply it to type. There we go. There's our power done. Need to apply this to its type. Our plastic factories are colored the same. Battery factory, all good. Are we keeping up with these extra drones? Monthly produce 18, monthly use 19. It did say that before, but we'll leave it. Maybe it's fine. We obviously got some time to watch it trickle on down. April year 2. So we made it 1 year already. We started in April. Tech. Clothes shop. Underwater field is done. Clothes shop is next. Yeah, I don't know if I can queue them up. Actually, I don't think I can queue them up, which is unfortunate because I keep forgetting to look at it. It goes by pretty quickly early on here. So clothes shop allows us to build fancy stores that sell attractive clothes to our residents. That'll keep them happy, right? Happiness is still 100. I think it's just been pretty lenient with us right now. Because all we have is just 5 houses, and we're not giving them anything else. But I guess as your population grows, they probably demand more luxuries and different things. I like this colony a lot. I feel like I've done a good job. The first time I played it was a disaster. Everything was offset, looked all weird. This has been good. Alright, we've got no extra crude oil. We could build another one of these. The upkeep is just 40 and give us more crude oil and more refineries if we wanted even more plastic, right? I suppose that's ultimately what we probably want to work towards and keep getting more of this stuff. So subsurface base 2 allows a comprehensive upgrade that will upgrade of our base. The upgraded center will provide 2,000 additional credits per year. Oh, wow. Increase the storage capacity, increase our maximum influence. So that's this thing. Which is actually what gives us most of our money, as it mentioned. It's almost done already, man. I mean, I've been speeding up time, so things are looking good. House Mark 2. Trade port. So I'm looking to get to the iron mine. It's so far down, but look at the money that's going to be involved in getting there. It will take a while. Let's see. Yeah, I guess just energy production. Global improvement that increases the production of energy resources by 10%. Crude oil, fuel, batteries, and electricity. Decorative plants. Drone contribution. Trade ports. Let's just keep pushing. We've got 1,500 gold. So housing, public buildings. Researching shrine, trade companies, clinics, restaurants, fine production. There we go. So the clothes shop. A commercial building that produces and sells clothes, basic goods, operated by an engineer who becomes a tailor. The upkeep is 160 credits a year, 80 electricity and 70 plastic. And we make 175 clothes then. We don't have any clothes, so this should be a little benefit. Maybe we get more tax or something back in return. So it has to go in here, I guess. I don't know if we build roads in here. They have little entrances, so maybe. Inside of our little dome. Who do we have? Olivia. Emiliano. And I can't remember how I saw it before. Oh yeah, additional panels. There we go. We've got our mini-map, of course. Buildings overview. Our current residents. Got little Jacob, only 1 year old. Yeah, nice. And then I guess you can actually set the limits of what you want to make, and you can see what you're... Oh, what's happened here? Game speed is automatically reduced due to an alert. That's a nice feature. They're getting cold, are they? Oh, something's horrible has happened. Has the pipeline broken? Yes, it has. That was a pretty big thing. Yeah, the pipeline, I guess, just broke, but you have to have resources. I don't know what would happen. I guess you would ultimately, if I did not have any plastic to repair that, or credits, that would be it. I don't know if you'd have any comeback from that. We need an expedition house if we want to go anywhere else. Alright, looking good. Just keep moving forward. Do we build that close building? Yep. It's now done. Optimization, if you wanted upkeep reduced by 15%. It seems worth it to invest a little bit now, save in the long run. So let's do that. Paint it. Clothes shop. Just paint it wacky colors, why not? It's the future. We can get away with it in the future. Oh, it's disgusting. Purple and green. Alright. So yeah, there we go. We're making clothes. That should increase happiness. I mean, it was at 100% anyway. I feel like we've done it quite early, but it was next in the tech tree. House Mark II Trade Port. Allows us to build a facility that maintains submarine vessels. Transport Fever. Enables an advanced mode of drone traffic regulation, causing them to be faster. So these ones are more side grades. Shrines to keep people happy, energy production and stuff. Alright, do we just keep expanding? I suppose so. Why the hell not? If we can manage the power and the space to do it, I guess why not? And we've got lots of people not working. So yeah, another oil platform I think would be good. Keep the crude oil flowing and then boost our fuel again. So let's go production building. Oil platform, just stick it right here. It's still 100%. As long as it's on the correct terrain type, it's good. We'll hook that up with a pipe, so that way if our pipes burst, it's not going to be a problem because this will still be operational. We know that one of these can sustain two of these if we upgrade them in the right way, so we could just commit to building a bunch of fuel refineries now also. 30 plastic, 50 credits, 20 iron. Yep, got plenty of that. I'm going to push this one back a bit because there's space for the crude oil on these things. Yeah, this one could just be pushed back a little bit. And maybe this one could be built on this side. Alright, good. Alright, we're hooked in. So it's going to be kind of expensive building all that. It'll put us back for resources for a little while. I guess we could also go out and look if there's any more iron. Stone, iron, and plastic. I'm just selecting as much as I can to see if we can grab anything here, but there seems to be nothing immediately left. There's some iron there. I have to go further and further out. There's some plastic right here, just in a pile. Yeah, it's pretty far to be carried over to that depot. Production boost, please, for sponge. Sponge is okay. We're storing way more than we need. Batteries is coming down a bit, so it seems like we'll either need to... Yeah, what's the production boost? We need tools. Expansion. Extra worker slot. Now, an extra worker, it'd be interesting to see how this works. Battery factory drone. It does say that production per worker is 180 per year. So if we expand it... Wow, it's huge. Yeah, we'll make way more then. But the upkeep goes up as well, right? Let's just have a look to make sure that that did happen. So our standard battery is 60 and 50 upkeep. Yeah, so an extra worker just adds, like, just doubles productivity, I guess, but at the expense of double upkeep, right? So it's not just the free production boost, it's like saying we have two of the building on top of itself. That makes sense. Good, well, we're making way more batteries now. And you cannot throttle the efficiency, you can't turn it down or boost it. Other than through upgrades. Alright, let's keep time moving. So, what did we need? We needed optimization for these guys. And this next one will need optimization as well. And this one will need a production boost. If we want to balance that out. So we've got 72 crude oil available. This will break once it gets done. But once it is done, then that's going to be us making a hell of a lot of fuel to be able to make even more plastic, which is what most of our buildings are being made out of. And then we can keep progressing that tech tree as we're making money. Iron mine is up next. And then we have an actual reoccurring, or what's the word? Don't know why I can't think of the word, but you know, a renewable source of iron. Alright, optimize. New arrivals again. So these require drones. These require drones. These are also drones. Drones. I can't even think of what necessarily buildings need people in them. It's like these ones, isn't it? Sea Hunter drone again. Yeah, I'm not sure. Certain buildings do require it for sure. It does say that like you need an engineer to operate certain things. But I can't remember right now off the top of my mind. Anyway, we have the iron mine. Let's just start getting maybe some things that will boost things. So, energy production. Property tax will give us more money, is it? Allows us to apply residential taxes that provide a weekly increase of 1 credit per house. Credits 110. Okay. So, iron mine. Now, there is an overlay for ore veins. 100% efficiency if we just stick it out on any of these ore areas. Just stick one here. I don't see why not. It requires piping. What's wrong? No food in stock. Oh my god. I thought I had way more food than I needed, but clearly not. Variety needed 2. Oh my god, I did not notice that. Here I am thinking it was getting quite easy. Alright, optimization. Expansion. Just add another worker in here to boost food production, but it's going to require way more oxygen as well, but that's okay. Now the other ones we could do is expansion of the gatherer's place, so 2 workers on that. Big baskets, production 40%. Let's do that one first, it's cheaper. Production boost of the fisherman's hub, 10%. Production boost here, 20%. So that doesn't increase any of the upkeep, it just gives me more out of everything. Hopefully that'll fix things. It's hard to tell because of the way things fluctuate, you know? Like, I can see the monthly used, but the only thing we seem to be making here is sea snails. That can't be it, even with all these buildings. Efficiency 100%. Sea Hunter's Lodge. Let me read about it a bit. So inside of food production... Produces shark meat. 150. Is it in a different grouping? No? It says that the consumption is 15, but the production is 15. Same for small fish. It seems like they're eating it as soon as we make it then. I need to wait for a whole month to go by. We do have another thing though, underwater fields. I mean, I guess that'd probably be a good idea. If a depot or warehouse is too far away from an underwater field, harvesting the field could take too long. What would happen if I just did it out here? Place it on a fertile area to increase efficiency. 91 credits and 45 plastic. Has to be a 12 by 12. Encroaching some space over there. Yeah, let's do something like this. This looks good, right? That's like a priority. 22 drones now. Alright, food's kind of coming back up, maybe? Maybe. We boosted production by about 20% in all those buildings at least. Seems like it's being consumed pretty quick. Alright, well, let's go for the expansion as well. Extra worker slot. I just worry that we're not going to have enough drones for these things. Optimization means less upkeep. Now, we have sponge going in there just fine, and the credits is fine. Alright, so an expansion into each one of them. So their upkeep is all doubled now, and they have extra drones working them. The drones should be delivering the food here. It shouldn't really be a problem. It's not like they have to go too far with it, do they? What about this? That's our iron mine. It's not hooked up yet, but that's okay. Right, so, mariculture plan. Seaweed and sea cucumber. Let's go with the cucumber, because it takes less time. And then seaweed? Is that how that works? Yeah, I guess so. Underwater fields, 1 farmer drone, 1 efficiency, 100%. Those are the only 2 things we can do right now, so we'll just hopefully grow those. It's going to take half a year to get it done, though. So I'm hoping that with the food boost we've done up here will be enough. Alright, let's hook up the iron mine at least. Let's just demolish a little bit of piping there, sticking out. Alrighty, food variety, I know guys. Diverse food equals healthier residents, produce or trade more. Oh yeah, did we get that trade thing actually? What's your problem? The citizens homeless? Really? Well, we've got housing mark 2 now. Can we go up to house 2? Is that just... I don't know if that makes it just better for them. Oh, required glass to go up to tier 3. Or if it actually houses more people. It does. It houses up to 5. But let's just add more houses rather than better ones for now. Two should be enough. Low number of idle drones. You require more idle drones. These are unassigned drones that are not tied to a specific workplace, but they do work around your colony on tasks such as transporting goods, constructing, and collecting resources. Is there anywhere I can see that? Oh yeah, I guess this is how we see it. Idle drones 1, idle worker 8. So in terms of people, we've got loads of idle workers, but idle drones, not so much. We've got 1. So people are the guys that are going to be carrying things around. Which I'm okay with, I guess. There we go, you can see he's carrying something. He's carrying a box of clothes. Well, we're making drones in our drone factory, which should be getting a little productivity boost, I would have thought. Didn't we get that technology that said it gets a boost in productivity? This gives us a boost in productivity, so let's just do that. Yeah, it was the technology. So, inside technologies. That's researched. Plastic factory in proximity of drone factory gains 10. Oh, so the plastic factories actually gained the productivity boost. It does say just... Oh, there we go, yeah. It has it. Nice. Alright, good. Okay, food's coming back up. I think I kind of solved it. You can see our little farmer drone. That's cool. Yeah, food seems to be kind of coming up. The variety is low, although I do have all the different types of buildings. Underwater field cages. For crustaceans, maybe. And this is active too. So now we're just generating iron, right? So I didn't actually read that building before building it. So iron mine. It takes fuel. Oh, right. Good thing we had loads. 150 iron. Takes a drone to keep up the production. And we're low on plastic right now. If we wanted to get another one. But it just makes iron. Refined iron already. So that's good. Nice. Things are looking pretty good. Now the food's coming back up slowly but surely. And hopefully with the harvest of the farm, I think we'll be fine. Yeah, it was a close one. Food they are complaining about the variety. You need 2 different types of food, but it seems like we only have 1 type right now. So where can I check my inventory? I know that... Whoops, sorry. I know that down here we can check... I don't know if that's global stock, is it? I assume so. So food 35. Display the food graph. Just gave us another load of plastic. Appreciate it. So that's our food production. That would have been a good thing to pay attention to. The in and out. Yeah. Bought and sold. Okay. Production, consumption. Yeah. Okay, well that's nice to see when we're bringing it back up now. Yeah, good to know. I'll have to pay attention to that a bit better in future. Can make sushi and grilled oysters, spices. Can we filter this by just food, by any chance? No? I don't think so. Unless I'm missing it. This displays just the food graph, so that's important, I guess. But I was just kind of curious. I mean, you can hover over this and see what you got in each category, I suppose. So it's not a big deal. Alright. So food's getting made up there. It should get delivered to here as well, I think. It doesn't have to go all the way down there. And we're making drones as well, which should ease up the idle activity thing. So what was that? It's jobs. So we've got 2 idle drones, which is good. Yeah, looking good. It's actually interesting to see all the different jobs you're going to be getting. Rescue drones, carpenter, sponge plant drone. Oh, you have the sand collecting, reclaimer, quarry, trade ports, solar plant. Yeah, so I actually saw something, didn't we, about trade. The trade port is research. Build a facility that maintains submarine vessels. That sounds like an infrastructure building, is it? Maintenance, depot, and navigation. Security, food production. Public building, trade port. There we go. A large base that establishes and maintains submarine trade routes with other underwater localities. Trade orders have to be issued manually. Oh, right, so you can just trade with other people. Yeah, where do we build that, though? Maybe at the back here? It's not too far from a depot. Maybe it would make more sense than over on this side, actually. I always feel bad, like, overriding fertile areas. Because all the sponges here. So I'll pop it down here. We can continue the line of energy out that way. So, I don't know. Right about there. It doesn't actually need a pipe. So we can tuck it in a bit more. Alright, we'll see how that works. That might have to be the last thing we do. Because we're running out of time. But as you can see, lots to do in the game. I'll be interested to see what people think of it. If I had any time in my schedule at all, I'd continue it, but I'm just rammed with Satisfactory, Anno, and Ixion. So when Ixion's done, maybe I'll rotate in a different game like this one, maybe. Food seems to have pretty much, yeah, gotten a bit better, and we made something else there briefly. So people were happy. Happiness is still good. Influence points are used for enacting directives. Can't do that yet, though, I don't think. Alrighty, there we go. Trade building. Trade capacity 200, arrival time 40 days. Trade volume 1. So I'm not sure, you click this and then you decide what has to go in there. So we could sell some of the excess. We're getting too much sponge, for instance. So could I sell maybe, I don't know, 200 sponge? Be interesting if you could sell extra fuel or something. Because we do seem to have like just way too much of that. Built all my big refineries. And I suppose we could... So that's sell, is it? That says buy, sell. I don't want to buy 300. I want it to sell 300. Is it... Do we have to type minus, maybe? Increase amount of sell. Decrease amount of sell. Yeah. I guess you just stick a minus in it. So there you go. Selling... It says 300. Fee 60, 240. Oh, that's what we're making from it. Yeah. Got it. So it's 1.5, so selling 200 gives us 300. The fee of the market, and we get back that much. And then we click trade. And I assume that this stuff will get loaded up. Gold jewelry. Man, there's lots of stuff you can get then later on. There's that food production. Hell yeah. Now we're talking. Big gains. Wait a sec. No, it's not. That was plastic. Good job, Darren. Tiny gains. This is the overall storage, though, that we have, I guess. Is it? It's not the production. Yeah, it's the storage. Okay. Look at them. They have their wacky clothes mall. They're living life. And obviously, just more tech. How much money do we have? We got good money, actually. I've been staying on top of that. Trade port, and then we wanted to get more money. Property tax, and then we have the iron mine, tool factory, small statues, trade companies. There's decorative things as well. Like the decorative banner and stuff. A hollow banner keeps people a bit happier as well. Insulation. Fuel upkeep per resident is reduced. I didn't even know they had an upkeep. They do. 10. Alright. 20% overall reduced. It goes down to about 8 instead of 10. Alright. So that's going to have to be it for this episode. Once research directives can be slotted into your subsurface base. Did we get any of them? Oh, we did. We got the property tax one. Boom. There you go. Costs 1 influence to assign it. So 52 credits per year extra. Achievements. Prime directive. Alright guys, that's going to have to be it. Again, this was a sponsored video. Very much appreciate Digital Reef Games and Overseer Games for sponsoring this video. Remember, you can go check out the game on Steam, Epic Games Store, and IndieDB. Game just released today as of uploading this video, unless it was slightly delayed. January 12th, it should be the release date. Make sure you go check the links in the description of the top comment. It helps me out a little bit if you actually click those links and go check it out from there. It'll just take you to the store page where you can either wishlist the game, follow it, or outright buy it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching, and remember, if you want to support the channel directly, you can click the join button to become a channel member. Doing so will get your name in the credits, as well as loyalty badges and emotes to use in the comments. You'll also get exclusive access to my Discord, where there's dedicated channels for each series I'm doing, and it's a great place just to meet others and make some friends.